Hello, I'm Thomas Laurie, and today I will be doing a screencast-o-matic on Burke's classroom management. First off, it's just based off um, the title. I was already turned off just because it says the title classroom. SSPE people aren't in the classroom. We're out in the field or out doing in a gymnasium. We're out just not. We're not um, held down to a classroom itself. So I was already kind of put off by that. So a lot of times when we talk about different ways to help students in a classroom, I think or in a class, I think we need to be able to talk about environments more so than classrooms. So that was the first thing I kind of took away from the just what the assignment itself. Next, it was that we had reading over a break for a 1 unit class. I was already just kind of put off by that a little bit too. I just didn't understand how that was fair, and just kind of that itself. All right. Next, Bert kind of goes into creating a positive first impression. First off, I think first impressions are a little overrated. I think it's more about just creating, uh, being consistent with what you're trying to push forward and how you're trying to improve, and just being able to kind of continue to be balanced with your messages that you're trying to help the students improve at and things like that. I think if you're just so focused on the first impression, it can kind of lead to a fallback of everything else that you're trying to do. But that was one of the things that Burke was trying to talk about, is just having a positive first impression. And he says it helps build trust, but I think being more consistent and with your lessons and being able to follow through with what you're talking about and help students in the long run can be more helpful than just trying to create that first positive impression. I don't get me wrong, I think it's important to be prepared for that first lesson, but I think it's important to be prepared for all your lessons and to continue just being prepared and help your students. Um, Next, Burke also talks about classroom organization. Um, just right there, like I talked about at the beginning, it's a put off right there, but just saying classroom, I think it's important for us to be organized, and excuse me, students will know or recognize how organized you are as a teacher. So for instance, me as a PE teacher, I need to be able to have like a field set up ready to go with whatever assignment I'm doing. If I'm doing a basketball lesson plan, I need to be able to have that activity ready to go versus in a gym, or whether I'm on the field, I need to have that, like all the cones laid out, the goals set up, things like that. So it's like I said, it's completely different than a classroom organization versus a regular regular classroom. Um, So a lot of the things from what Berg was talking about, it was hard for me to take away from. Um, One of the things that he talked about is that you need to keep students' needs in mind. I think that's always the first thing in mind. Like, why are we doing these things as teachers? What are we doing? Um, like, what's our purpose? I think we always need to keep the students' needs in mind as our purpose, as our soul. Like, foot forward, things like that. Um, Next, Burke also talks about posting information around the classroom. That's another thing that's kind of difficult for us as PE teachers. How are we supposed to post, information or post these things on the walls? So, what we do as PE teachers is we post it on the locker room walls, mostly about like tryouts and sports teams that are going on, and things like that. But overall, that's about all that I got from Burke's. The reading that we had to do about classroom management. It was, like I said, it was hard for me to take away a lot of information when it's a lot about classroom organization, classroom management, classroom. But I'm outside. I'm in a gymnasium. I'm outside. I'm on a field. So I'm having to plan these lessons over a wider margin of outdoor things, or in a gymnasium where I'm planning around six baskets, or it's a little bit different for us as PE teachers to plan our lessons or to be prepared or to take away different experiences. So overall, um, I didn't get much from the reading, and I also think it was unfair for our professor to assign us this reading over our break. And yep, that's what I got from this. Thank you guys for tuning into my screencast, and I hope you guys have a great day.